a blind piano player, wrestler, long distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zarek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. God inspired. This is a Nancy and Mike show.
Yep.
Today is June 20th, 2026. Now, this is one thing
What's the number of the show?
The number of the show is 48.
Okay.
And usually, and I'm not going to go off course with this, is when the third week of June comes.
Uh-huh.
I always talk about the seasons. And the longest day of the year, which happens to be Father's Day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I hope you all have a good Father's Day.
Yes, me too.
For us, it's just another day.
But we had good fathers.
We did. And the deal is this. Most 79-year-old people don't have fathers anymore.
Nope.
So
part of life.
It's part of life. And tomorrow will just be another day for us, besides it being the longest day of the year and the first day of summer. Now, how does that all work out? September and March 21st, the first day of spring being March, and the first day of fall being September 21st. They are 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness. Now, if you go into the shortest day of the year, which is December 21st, so on Monday, there will be less daylight than there will be tomorrow. So on June 20th and June 22nd, we'll have the same amount of daylight, with June 21st being the longest. December 21st is the shortest, and that's classified as the first day of winter. So if anybody tells you differently, you know they're mistaken. Anyway, I always talk about that.
Yeah, it's cool.
And another thing I talk about is when the first half of the year is over. And that is July 2nd at 12 noon. Now, what does that mean? That means we've had 182 and a half days elapsed, and 182 and a half days are left. Now, if it's a leap year, it's 12 o'clock midnight as it turns to July 3rd. If it's a leap year, where you have 183 days of an 183 and 183. It's split down the middle.
Right.
So that's the deal we're dealing with. And I mention that because we will not be here on July the 4th, which is a Saturday. And so July 2nd at 12 noon, the year will be half over for somebody who might be interested in those statistics, which I am.
I know it.
I'm the numbers guy. Now, on last week's show,
Yep.
and I don't like to do this because in the game of politics, it's so deeply divided. And I don't like to talk about it, but I know politics very well, and I talk about it because I feel like it's part of my job.
And it's important, right?
And it's important to know and understand, and I understand it. Now, when I was 18 years old, I couldn't vote. When I was a kid, I couldn't vote till I was 21.
Right?
That was the rule back then. I couldn't tell you what year they changed it to 18, but I think it was a mistake. And the reason I say it was a mistake, that I could tell you, as smart as I am politically, I didn't know politics when I was 18 years old.
Right. You had other things on your
I
mind.
had my number one priority when I was 18 years old is who was the next guy I was going to pin, and so that was it. I didn't date. I had my first date when I was 25, and I'm the only kid from my school that didn't go to the senior prom, and I don't like to dance, and I didn't have any girlfriends. I wouldn't know who to ask. Somebody asked me actually when I was a senior, and I told her no. I thanked her for asking me,
Yeah, they took guts.
and yes, it did. And she was a very tall girl, and she was totally blonde like I was. And she asked me if I would go with her, and I told her that I wouldn't go. I wasn't going to go, and that I don't like dancing. I don't enjoy dancing. Now, what did I do? I got involved with someone who's an expert dancer.
Mm.
But anyway, that's what happened at that time, and I can't even tell you what the date of the prom was. I do remember it was a Friday, and I remember what I did on prom night.
What?
I went home from school because it was Friday night, right?
Right.
It
Yeah.
wasn't during the school day.
Right. Okay.
I did a couple hundred push-ups and 500 sit-ups,
It sounds like you.
and I did 30 chin-ups,
Whoa.
and I think I might have run that day 6 miles
After school?
after school, yeah. And while the prom was going on, I was listening to a baseball game. There was a lot of baseball on Friday nights. We have a lot more night games today than we did when I was in high school. We had a lot more day games. And even a World Series was during the daytime.
Yeah.
So I remember listening to the World Series in school during the day. So things were a lot better then. And they were better in terms of more kids were able to watch baseball because when a game starts at 8:30 at night and the kids can't stay up and watch it, they're not going to get interested in baseball. I think it was a mistake. And the reason why they did that, changing the World Series to night games, is because they were concerned about the people who work during the day. They weren't concerned about the kids, they were concerned about the adults. So that's the deal with this.
Yep.
And now that we're on the subject of baseball, well, they have this day in baseball. I call it Fag Day. Now, they call it Pride Day. And there were some players who refused to go along with this, and they had Bible scriptures on their uniforms.
On their hats.
And
And they were expressing that how our God told Noah and his ark when the ark finally landed on the some hard land that our God will show a rainbow to show that he will never completely destroy all the people on the earth with rain. It was a promise. And I have a painting of a rainbow, and the name of it is God's Promise. That's the rainbow. So
Yeah,
they're
she
just
didn't want to call it Rainbow Promise, so
no
we call it God's
promise.
Promise.
Yes,
bec-
and that's what it is.
That's what it is.
So for them to take that and make that their emblem is it's okay for them to push that on everyone, but then when someone wants to say the original really meaning of a rainbow, that's wrong, that's illegal or whatever they're calling it, that's not right.
Well, you know what I would have done if I was a baseball player?
What?
I would have had the scripture from Leviticus. Now, what is the scripture from Leviticus that I would have had?
It's against homosexuals.
Yes, it's anything but a man and a woman who are married. It's a sin
Yeah.
to have sex.
Yeah.
And they went into all the thing. It's actually, if you look at the book of Leviticus, it's the book of cleanliness.
And it's the laws for the Jewish people
Yes,
before Jesus came.
and what's wholesome and what isn't? What's wholesome and what's a sin?
Yeah, these
Uh,
people needed some structure.
and if I was a baseball player, I would have had that, and the commissioner wouldn't have done anything to me, because if he did, I'd sue the pants off him. They would be involved with a massive lawsuit.
Hmm.
And and when Fag Day came up, the Texas Rangers decided they were going to have no part of it. And the last I heard about this issue,
Uh-huh.
the JD Vance got after baseball, and what he's going to do about it, I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Well,
I
stay tuned.
I think the Nazis will want to keep it undercover.
We'll see.
So that's the deal with that. And last week I did talk about what constitutes Nazism.
Yes, that was very
And
well put.
the only reason I did it is because of the midterms coming up
and misunderstandings.
and misunderstanding and Nazism being taken out of context.
Right.
But today, what am I going to talk about?
Yeah.
I told you last week.
Stuff in June.
Events.
June stuff.
Now, this is my 80th June. So I lived through a lot of events in 80 Junes. This June not being over yet, but it's got 11 days to go, or 10 and a half days to go. And I'm going to talk about some of the events.
Are there some good stuff?
Yeah, oh, yes, there is.
Oh, good.
Now, when you're a kid, and at least I did, I hated school.
Yeah, June for me was like, "Woo, we're gonna get free."
And we had some of the blind kids. They used to call our school the old Japanese prison. Now, I don't know how the Japanese prison part of it came up. It could have been any kind of prison, and I don't know what a Japanese prison.
Well, the World War II had just ended when we were born. After we were born, it ended before we were born.
We used to call it the old JP.
Okay.
And
we just would say jail.
Yes, and that's okay. But the moral of the story is we didn't like it. But we're going to a break now.
This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Stay tuned.
Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. And one thing I wanted to make a point before I go into the June event.
Okay.
I have nothing against people who are homosexuals.
No.
I had quite a few friends, more than I do now because a lot of them died.
But we had you had some good piano teachers too.
Yes, I did.
Very
And
nice people.
but when they try to force their ways on me, I fight back. And but the friends I had, they accepted me for what I was and who I was, and that's all I ask from anybody.
And that really nice guy who was the leader of the track club, he was always so polite to me.
He was very polite to me too, and so I'm singling the people out who think they're Almighty God, that they can force their will on you, and these are what I call the fags.
Yeah, not
So
everybody.
not everybody.
No.
Now, getting into the events of June.
Okay.
When you're a kid, June is a happy time
No, me too.
because June is the month, and now in a lot of places, some schools, they have year-round schooling.
Oh,
So it's not as good as it was when we were kids. We got out in June, we got out for 3 months.
yeah. And Chicago, this is good weather in Chicago.
And yeah, good weather, the best weather.
Yeah.
And we get to
Freedom.
play outside and do whatever we wanted. Getting out of school was always, for me, a big event,
Yes.
especially during my wrestling days when I really wanted to catch up on my running. I didn't have any homework.
And baseball.
Playing baseball, listening to games. I mean, it was really, it was a life of luxury. And this is what the month of June symbolized. And when I was a kid, my favorite month was always, and I mean always without exception, my favorite month was July.
Yeah, me too.
And but then August comes.
Yeah.
And you start hearing all these back to school commercials, and it's these horrible
Reminders.
reminders.
Yeah, me too.
It's coming. It's
All the
coming.
commercials.
The old JP is coming. All right. So anyway,
Yep.
that was part of June.
Yep.
That was now I did mention a couple weeks ago about an event that I had, my high school graduation, my banquet,
Yeah.
graduation banquet,
I've been thinking about that.
which didn't go well.
Yeah.
And what else do we have in the month of June? How about June 9th? I'll start out with the horrible stuff.
June 9th? Okay, what happened?
June 9th. Huh. June 9th, 1981.
Oh, I knew you then.
Yeah, you knew me then. I went to a tournament in Missouri, and I was wrestling this guy, and he broke contact,
Oh.
and he sneaked behind me and dropped me upside down on top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got a permanent neck injury out of that.
Yes.
That was June 9th, 1981. June 9th, 1986. I had this tournament in Long Beach, California,
Okay.
and we were driving from the tournament. I had competed in the
Were you done now? You're driving from it, so
no, we're just starting.
oh,
It was a Monday,
going to it.
and our car,
So we were
Bro-
driving from home to the tournament.
we had finished the first day of the tournament,
Oh, okay.
and I had the 5K race.
Oh yeah, I remember. Okay,
And
now I gotcha.
the Tuesday, the next day, was the weightlifting event.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was able to compete in the weightlifting, but the alternator broke in our car.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was June 9th. And it was a miracle ending.
Oof.
This stranger not only fixed the alternator, but he drove me to my weightlifting tournament the next day. Totally amazing.
Yep,
And a weightlifting tournament, it takes all day.
it does.
Now, one thing that happened in the weightlifting tournament, I had to make 123 for the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I just barely made it.
Yep, I remember.
And I remember after I was in the gym, they hadn't called my name yet. I was having a tuna fish sandwich that Nancy made the night before. And they called me out for drug testing. Well, I was still totally dried out.
Yeah, and tuna kind of grabs water too,
And
you know.
tuna grabs water. So I'm trying to pee. Took me 7 hours to do the drug test.
To get enough pee out of him.
And
And he was carrying this little glass with him everywhere he went, with this guy following next to him. And I thought, "Oh, what's he got? Some iced tea?" But he was so dried out that his pee wasn't the light yellow normal pee is. It was brown like iced tea. I thought, why is he carrying iced tea with him? And it was his dehydrated pee.
And you know what happened? After the 5K race, I couldn't drink anything. If I had drank anything, I wouldn't have made weight.
I know.
So that's the deal with that.
Yep. I remember it always.
What else happened on June 9th? That was a day that when I used to be a Red Sox fan,
Uh-huh.
that was the day that David Ortiz was shot.
Oh, I do remember that. That was on the news. He
And
was all right.
he was all right. He's still doing okay.
Yes.
Now, I don't even know if I should mention last year. Last year on June 25th to the 27th, I was in the hospital. And if our friends hadn't picked me up, I would have died of kidney poisoning.
Yeah, he had kidney cancer.
I had bladder cancer.
Bladder cancer. That was it. But what happened was, They had to clean him out.
I had so
And
many blood
It,
clots
it,
that I
it was
could not.
a miracle.
I couldn't go to the bathroom.
Hospital girl said if your friends didn't drive you here at midnight, you wouldn't have made it.
No,
So,
I would have died the next morning. So,
yeah.
anyway, but what about some good things in June?
Yeah, let's lighten it up.
All right. How about June 26th, 1982?
Oh, what happened?
Was Saturday.
Okay. June 26th. What happened?
I weighed 111 pounds.
Oh,
And somehow or other that year, everything was going great for me. I was wrestling very well, and
what year was it?
1982.
Okay,
I went to this race. It was a Saturday. It was a half marathon.
and we drove to Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was at Griffith Park.
Oh yeah, I remember that race.
And it was not a 10K, it was a half marathon.
Whoa.
13 miles.
Yep. 13
And
miles.
I was thinking of breaking the blind world record for
And Griffith Park, it has some steep hills.
very steep. And my first mile was 6:05.
Whoa.
And
Boy, what did Carl, your running partner, say? Whoa.
he said, "I hope you know this is a half marathon."
Yeah, because you're going too fast. That sounds like Carl.
So yeah, so anyway, 50 minutes after 8 miles. And the record for a blind half marathon, I think, was an hour and 27 minutes.
Okay,
And I was thinking about that record.
I bet.
Now, when I got to 8 miles in 50 minutes,
Mm,
I was way ahead.
yeah, you could do it.
6 hours and 6 minutes and 15 seconds a mile for the first 8 miles. Well, starting the 9th mile, and it went for about a mile and a half straight up,
Oh yeah, Griffith Park.
like Nancy said. It was literally, it was like climbing a wall. And by the time I got to the 11th mile, I was out of reach. I was
Yeah.
close to,
And you went on your toes, so going down, you can't go as fast as regular.
and we got to the end of the race. I was an hour and 32 minutes, which is a little over 7 minutes a mile.
Is that your best half marathon time?
Oh, yes, it is.
I'm not surprised.
And
Oh,
there
you were
were
in great shape.
520 runners in that race, and I finished in 51st place.
Ooh,
So I finished in the top 10%.
yeah. I was surprised you came in so soon.
And
I remember.
but I lost a lot of. Most people are better hill runners than I
Yeah,
am,
because of your
and
style.
so that was a good thing that happened. On
And I tell you, Carl Allen was really excited for you. He wanted to get something for you. He talked to the race people and stuff. I remember that day.
I do too. I remember that day. It was a Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and
Beautiful
now
weather out in the park.
how about on June 26th, 1983?
1983. I don't know.
It was a Sunday,
I love your memory. It's like watching old movies or something.
and I had a race on June 18th in Montana.
Oh, okay.
And Harry and I, during that time, I was ranked number 2 in the world for blind long distance runners. Harry Cordelis was ranked number 1.
Yeah,
And
he was more famous than you
we
at that
were
time.
we were head and shoulders above everybody else. If we ran a 3,000-meter race, we both lapped the third place guy.
Well,
So we're going to a break,
yeah.
and I'll finish this up.
Well, Stay tuned.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them. We discover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is a Nancy and Mike show. And I was getting here to the last incident in June.
Yeah, okay. It was a race.
1983.
And where was it again?
It was in, I think it was Simi Valley, or in the San Fernando Valley.
Los Angeles
It
area.
was, yeah, Los Angeles area. But anyway, prior to that, I had a race in Montana, and Harry and I were ranked number 1 and 2 in the world. And most people thought that in this race, Harry would come in first and I would come in second. It was in Montana.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was so cold.
I know. I was waiting for you. I went into a 7-Eleven to have hot chocolate. I was so cold.
And I got to, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half. And I started to feel dizzy and very, very lightheaded.
Yeah, you can't take the cold. I know that.
And I told my running partner, I'm done. I can't finish the race.
I know.
So he and I walked back. I got nothing for the race. Obviously, I didn't finish
You
it.
quit early.
What else happened that year? Prior to that, I was at wrestling practice, and 2 heavyweights fell on the outside of my right knee,
I remember that.
and I injured my right knee.
Yeah.
So I was still trying to think of going to the 1983 Nationals, and I never made it.
No.
And when I was doing my weightlifting exercise, I couldn't put weight on the inside of my right knee.
I remember you had to do stuff sitting down.
Yes, I did. I did my weightlifting, my curls and my presses. I did sitting down.
Yeah.
And it helped my upper body.
Yeah. Got a good upper body strength-wise.
Yeah. And I never went to the Nationals. The Nationals were in Chicago that year. I never went.
Oh, not too bad.
And but I could have made weight for him, but I just didn't know about my knee was not strong enough
and I
to.
when you wrestle, somebody automatically goes to the weakest link, right, Mike?
Yeah, they would go after my right knee, and even though they couldn't, but they could push me in that direction, because in Greco-Roman wrestling, you can't touch the guy below the hips. So
should push you around.
they could push me around, yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to me in 1975. I had a severely sprained ankle, and the guy kept pushing me to the left, and I kept falling down. And he was getting points every time I fell down.
Yeah.
I had to withdraw from the tournament.
Yep.
That was at UC Berkeley. Anyway, getting back to 1983. After we came back from Montana, I was 0-7 against Harry. Some of them were really close, and some of them were blowouts. But I was still head and shoulders above the third place guy in the world,
Yeah.
and Harry was quite a bit better than I was.
Yep.
So I got a call from Los Angeles, and the guy said, "We want to arrange a world championship race between me and Harry." So
The two best.
they knew that Harry and I were the two best blind long distance runners in the
Right.
world.
Yeah.
And I agreed to do the race.
Yep. And we were excited. I remember I fixed you a good meal, and on the way we stopped at the donut place. I mean, all the good stuff that would help you.
Yeah, I
right?
had mashed potatoes and gravy
Yep.
and this pudding filled donut.
On the way towards LA. We have a long drive to go to LA.
And we
so-
stopped at a Stuckey's place,
Yep.
and they had this big thing of iced tea.
Yep.
And so I used to get that.
It
That
was like a tradition.
It was a tradition. Things that I did to prepare for races.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Harry shows up on June 26th, Sunday, and he was anxious to get the race started. The race started late,
And it got hotter.
and he had already beaten me 7 times, so
So he wanted to get it over. He was going to go
water skiing.
water skiing, and his mind was on that.
And beating me was no big deal because
Yeah.
every time we went against each other, he won.
But Mike was ready.
I was. And Carl asked me before the race, since I had been building my upper body, asked me how much I weighed. He said, "You look mean today." I said, "I weigh 112."
That's
I got a photo of it. Nobody
Oh,
believes I
I
weighed
know.
112.
Yeah,
Most-
because he looks really like one young teenage said, "Oh, he looks buff in that photo." Yeah.
Yeah, and and one of the coaches for Indio High School said, "Oh yeah, I remember when he used to look like that." You know, because I used to wrestle with that team.
Yeah.
So anyway, Harry and I, we started about a half hour late, and
The whole race
the
started.
whole race. It was a
the people.
10K race, which is 6.2 miles,
Quite a few people.
and I went out fast.
Yes, you
Because
did.
one thing I knew about Harry, his sprint, he had a devastating sprint. And the first time I ever ran against him, I was way ahead of him going into the last lap.
You were.
And he passed me like I was standing still. But I wasn't.
He was tall, a lot taller than Mike.
Yeah, he was a foot taller than me. He had much longer strides.
Yep.
And the first time we ran, he beat me by 0.2 of a second.
I know.
It was 3,000 meters, which is a little less than 2 miles.
Well, I remember that well.
And
But anyway, you
anyway,
went out fast.
I went out fast.
And Carl kind of inspired you to keep up the pace.
And my first mile was 6:03. And I kept up. I kept up. I kept up. And what Carl did, he didn't want me to slack off.
No, I know.
So he kept telling me, "Harry is right on your heels."
Which was not true.
He was right behind you. Now I knew if I got to the 6 mile mark and he was on my heels, he was going to kill me in the sprint.
But he really wasn't behind Mike. He was quite a bit behind Mike.
But anyway, I pushed it and I
I
pushed
know.
it and I pushed it. So anyway, 6 mile mark comes up and he says, "Harry's on your heels." And my head went down.
Aw,
I was running the race of my life, and
you thought you're gonna lose.
yeah, I was feeling. He said, "What happened?" Carl mentioned that I looked very sad, but Carl didn't know about that Harry's vicious sprint.
Right. So, did you tell him or what happened?
I ran to the finish line, and about maybe 10 yards away from the finish line, Nancy says, "You're number one." I'm
Yeah,
number one.
I shouted it because I was waiting. I was a little earlier before the finish line, so to encourage him.
So I ran past Nancy and I ran to the finish line. And then I didn't stop.
Nope.
I turned around
And started looking for Carl.
and I went back on the course and I started pulling Carl the other way because I was concerned.
Yeah, he was looking for Harry. I misspoke.
I was concerned that in order for Harry not to beat me,
Yeah, to be right on your tail. That's what you thought.
and I was afraid that Harry fell down and he got hurt.
Oh, you're so
And
caring.
I wanted to help him if I could.
Yep.
So I went back and Carl said, "I haven't seen Harry since the first half mile."
Oh gosh. Ah,
So at least I figured, well, he's not hurt.
no, no.
And I guess I beat him. My time was 39:13.
Woof.
And there was his time was he was in the 41s. His time was very good.
Not that far back.
No.
Couple minutes.
Yeah. But I don't think he was really motivated because he knew he could beat me. He beat
And
me
it
every
was really
time.
hot. He's from San Francisco, so he's not used to such heat like that.
The
And you were.
conditions were perfect for me
Yeah,
because in the desert where we
it's
lived,
way hotter.
it's 120 degrees most of the summer. So that was I wanted to end with that.
Yeah, that was good. I was so excited. I was jumping up and down and shouting.
But
I know
they
all the
were
work
they
that
were
Mike put
upset.
in.
They were upset with me because I won.
Yeah.
And they said, "Well, can you believe it? Mike Zorich finished the race."
Yeah.
Well, I guess they knew I didn't finish the race in Montana. They rubbed it in that I didn't finish the race.
Well, I was not happy with their attitude towards you, but anyway, that
Anyway,
happens to you a lot.
it does happen to me a lot, but I was sort of happy, but in a way I was kind of sad because Harry and I were very good friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I see that my beating him, it hurt him. He was
Yeah.
trying to sell his book and he couldn't sell any books, and
Mhm.
the newspapers left after he lost,
Yeah.
and
They assumed he was going to win, so
maybe they would have interviewed just him. Maybe they would have interviewed both of us. But I had one race where I lost by 2/10 of a second. They only interviewed him,
yeah,
and he said that I should have been part of the interview
because
because
that's what made the race
I was
exciting.
the guy that made the race exciting.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yep.
that's it. Nancy's going to do a wonderful thing, and I'm going to talk about New York basketball.
Okay, well, this is from a book called Strength and Grace. It's a devotional thing that we read every day. And the scripture is give your entire attention to what God is doing right now. Matthew 6, verse 34. And we're going to a break soon. So this is basically about paying attention what you're doing. And I'll finish reading it when we come back. But I just have had such an adventure with Mike, all these different things happening in June. And this is a good June. We're having a good June. And we got a new piano teacher for Mike. And okay, we're going to a break. This is the Nancy and Mike show. Stay tuned. Bye.
What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy's going to finish up her wonderful thing.
Okay, well, there's a woman, she used to pray for complete healing. But by doing so, she realized she had become too focused on the future, and that was putting the present life on hold. So she doesn't pray for healing. She prays for strength for the day. And I like that. I like that. And it said, in leaping over the present, we are missing out on the blessings of spending the present, about spending the time with people around us and paying attention to the present. So pay attention to what God is doing in the moment. And I think that's a very good lesson. Oh, and speaking about Mike's getting a new piano teacher who's really sweet, this is from Martin Luther. Next to theology, I give to music the highest place of honor. Music is the art of the prophets, the only art that can calm the agitations of your soul. It is one of the most magnificent and delightful presents God has given us. Exclamation point. Always read exclamation points from Mike. Okay, that's by Martin Luther. Not Martin Luther King, but the old Martin Luther. So I love music, and we listen to a classical channel from California on the computer, and sometimes the music just sweeps you away. And I'm so glad that Mike started to practice the piano again, and he's learning None But the Lonely Heart by Tchaikovsky, and it's so sweet and tender. And I'm happy when I remember an old friend from California said, "Oh, you're so blessed you get to hear Mike practicing." And Mike hasn't been practicing very much, but now he's back at it, and I'm so happy. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for practicing. And the other day I sat in the piano room with him, and he liked it. It was nice, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all done. Thanks.
Anyway, we're running short on time.
Okay.
So The New York Knickerbockers.
Yay, boy, New York got
I
excited, didn't they?
They
Ooh,
should have got excited.
yeah.
They were good enough to win in past years. They never did. And this year they actually pulled it out.
Woohoo.
But they were way behind in every game. And even the games they won, but they lost one game because of officiating.
Yeah.
They tried to blame Donald Trump for
Yeah,
it.
no, we knew that was
But
coming.
hey, to beat San Antonio 4 out of 5
That is
is
amazing.
good
It
in
is.
anybody's program,
Absolutely.
regardless. You beat San Antonio 4 out of 5. That's amazing. Now, the 23rd and 24th is the NBA draft, and we'll see what happens. But anyway, in the fifth game, New York was losing by 10 points in the fourth quarter, and they came back. I think they won 99-94. And they had their parade,
Yeah.
and I was concerned that things would get rowdy and people would get hurt but the players were all there. They could have got hurt. I'm glad nothing happened like
I'm glad people had a good time.
and they after all these years of coming close and not making it, they deserve to have a good time. And I was happy that New York won. And
And I'm happy people coming for the soccer. They're appreciating what a nice country this is. I like that. We're showing off to the world and they're enthused about it.
yeah, and the Nazis are stewing in their juices because they want everybody to see how bad America is.
Fun. We have a good country.
And they want to make America bad. Guys like Mondani and Bernie Sanders. I'll tell you, they ought to put Bernie Sanders out of his misery. That guy is dangerous.
He is dangerous.
And
But there's a lot of good happening, and I'm happy to see it.
well, we got to get rid of him.
This June is turning out to be better. A lot better than last year, huh,
Well,
Mike?
yeah, last year I had serious bladder cancer, and
We have some good friends and a new piano teacher, and we have my brother and sister, they had some hopeful things to say, so I'm encouraged. I hope my family comes around. And we haven't talked to your brother in a while. I hope he's doing
no, I
good.
haven't actually. I haven't really made any phone calls in a while, and I do have people that I need to call.
Yeah, we got to make a list.
We got to make a list and figure out when we're going to do it, and it will get done.
Yep.
And
well, we got to wrap up this show. I can't believe it. That was pretty fast.
Is this the end?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, well, we're not done yet. Anyway, next week I'll talk about the NBA draft. Who won, who lost, who did good, who did bad. And I think we hit rock bottom. I think this is the end of our show.
Yeah, thanks guys for listening, and we'll talk to you next week. Take care.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.